few comments on information retrieval and web search. And here one starts off by going out to the web. That's called crawling. That's a so-called engineering problem, and probably been solved how to do that. Although it's of course highly non-trivial because there's just so much data and so many websites. You get the data, you then pre-process it to get the words and everything in standard form. You take the different spellings and reduce them to the same thing, and you remove plurals and stuff like that. And then you form a so-called inverted index mapping words to documents, because the words are the things that occur in the query. And then you use so-called TF-IDF, which is the term frequency, and the inverse document frequency. Namely, the term frequency tells you how often a word appears in a document. A word that only appears in a few documents is particularly valuable because it's has a lot of specificity. And so inverse document frequency is very useful. It allows you to quantify the importance of a word match. Then you rank the relevance of the documents. That's where technology like Pagerank gets in. And then you have all sorts of sophisticated technology for advertising and for reverse engineering to find out how your website can actually be made very popular by knowing what Google does or Bing does. And then Google and Bing do things to prevent reverse engineering and penalize you if you screw around and do not do what's natural for your field, but just do it to get a high ranking from Google and always pop up near the top. And then another thing you tend to do is cluster documents at the top, accessing Google News. Here's PageRank. These happy smiling faces are websites. Then the rank of that site depends on the number of sites that link to it. So here we have a big happy yellow thing. It's the largest. It has these hands point out that everybody points to that website. Not everybody, lots of them do. This one. So we have a lot of sites pointing here. This ball red thing only has one thing pointing at it, but there's a big thing, so it's still quite big. This green thing has nothing pointing to it, so it's not very big. This has one, and so on. So this is PageRank involves calculating the importance of a page based on the number of other pages and the importance of those pages that point to it. So this was an idea that was built into the early Google search engine and proved to be highly successful. I doubt if we know exactly how it's done at the moment. It's obviously been evolved enormously from through the years by Google and its competitors. Here's some comments from Yahoo, which I just put in to point out that recommender systems are very complicated because they're not really, as I mentioned for Netflix, they're not actually trying to get you the best answer. In the case of Yahoo, they're trying to put the best possible, generate a personalized page that's best for you. But what's best for you may not be best for Yahoo, because what Yahoo wants to do is to put on that web page what you will find interesting, and you will then use to go and do things which makes Yahoo money. And Yahoo will make most money if you go to one of the things it puts on this page and go and purchase a BMW or something from that page, and then Yahoo will get lots of money. So the actual thing you optimize here is not immediate user happiness. It is basically dollars to Yahoo in the long run. And Yahoo may not benefit, actually, if what happens is it only gets people to buy BMWs because those people might go bankrupt and no longer use Yahoo in the future. So we need the long-term success of Yahoo is the optimization function. And that's what I pointed out. Multi-objective optimization is highly non-trivial. And it's done by direct information, what people click on, and indirectly from what they click on, directly from their profile. It involves so-called natural language processing to understand the content of the pages better, to make better decisions. Here's an example of trying to optimize this page here. and it has various components, and you need to recommend which articles to put here, which applications to put here, which queries to put here, and which packages to put here, and they're all done in this complicated fashion. And this group here, you only have 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're picked out of a pool of 10 to 20, and they're dynamic, and they say they basically are directing you to else other places, and they have to, all those decisions are made by a recommender engine based on what they know about you. And here's this comment, which I mentioned already, that is not actually even click-through rates is important. If you have a small click-through rate, but that click-through goes to a page where Yahoo makes a lot of money because you buy something from it, that's more important. So it's not directly the number of clicks which is important. It is also the quality of the clicks.